Welcome to some new r/IDoWorkHereLady stories. I hope you had a great day. Thanks for all the likes and comments on the last video. If you would like to support this channel, please hit the like button and consider subscribing if you enjoy the content. And now let's start with the first story. It's called Guitar Lessons. My birthday is coming up soon, so I decided as a gift to myself I would buy another guitar. You can never have too many guitars. I went to the local music store, I honed for my strings, straps, picks and the occasional repair, since I am an incompetent boob when it comes to electronics. As I walked around trying to see if there was a strat that caught my interest, I would take a guitar, plug it in and check the action and intonation, see if it worked for me and if I liked the sound. As I played, I noticed a girl around 12 or 13 watching me. I asked, "Do you play guitar?" The girl said with excitement in her voice, "Not yet. I am here to get my first guitar and sign up for lessons." Mom and Dad said if I saved my money, they would help buy me an electric guitar and pay for lessons. Nice. Who's your favorite guitarist? She smiled and said, "I like," and she named a bunch of great artists. And most of all, Eddie Van Halen. Nice. Can I make a suggestion? The girl nodded, and I suggested starting with an entry-level acoustic. That way, if she got bored with it, as some kids do sadly, it wouldn't be a big loss. Her mother walked over to me and asked if I would help them find one. I agreed, and we went over to the acoustic section. We tried several and found a nice one for a decent price. I told the little girl to hold it to see how it handles. The neck was a nice size she could wrap her hand around. And the little girl said, "It's perfect." I said, "Here, take this pick." I showed her how to hold it and gave her a quick lesson on how to play the basic one string at a time and taught her how to play Happy Birthday real quick. She is a natural and picked it up quickly. I found the guitar I wanted, a Flying V, and walked over to the register with it in my greedy hands. The mother said to the cashier, "We'll take this one, and I want to sign my daughter up for lessons." The salesman is really good. Will he be giving the lessons? The cashier, who I have known for years, said, "He doesn't work here. He is a customer like you. But I have known him since we opened, and he is a really good guitarist. I have been wanting to hire him as a teacher for a long time." The mother said, "He doesn't work here? But he is so good at sales and a good teacher." The cashier looked at me and said, "There's a job offer on the table. You wouldn't deny this sweet young girl the chance to learn from you, would you?" I looked at the girl, who was now giving me the biggest doughy eyes, and simply said, "Please?" I said, "I just retired from working last month. I guess I am now semi-retired. I never thought in my life I would be giving guitar lessons, but now every other day I'm going to be giving lessons. At a decent pay too. Crazy how things work out." The next story is called Thanks for the Info. I work retail, pricing items on shelves. I'm 18, but look very young and generally exude a nervous, unsure and very kiddish sort of energy. I wear a Christmas jumper. It's my dad's, so it's too big on me a bit as an optional uniform choice. In my opinion, most of the time I do the opposite of exuding "I work here" energy. I exude an energy that makes people double take and go, "Do you work here?" Even though I have a bulky portable scanner and printer slung over my shoulder, and I'm printing out barcodes and stuff, which I can't imagine a customer would be doing. I was pricing the health section and I picked up a pregnancy test. A lady was humming along to a Christmas song blaring over the store speakers as she approached me from behind. She came up to me and said, "Oh, if you're looking at those ones, they are not any good." "Oh, you work here?" She was shocked, then just giggled and said sorry and left. I was sputtering because I didn't really expect this social interaction, so my brain stalled, so I just ended up smiling back and saying, "Thank you for the information." To be honest, I just thought it was very nice of her to come up to someone she thought was perhaps a tiny anxious teen holding a pregnancy test and not offer any judgment, but just a small piece of fair advice. Her smile was nice too. I just think she seemed nice. I did work there, and I wasn't having a pregnancy scare, but thank you anyway. I will bank that information for if I ever need it. The third story is called Yelling Doesn't Help. I worked as a department manager in home electronics while I was going to college. I went on to get an engineering master's degree. I mention this because I am female and have worked in fields where people tend to expect to encounter males, especially in positions of authority. A guy was looking for an adapter for a device he was purchasing. For some reason, our buyers didn't stock this particular adapter. But I had the exact same device at my house and had been through the challenge of finding the very same adapter this dude needed. He brought a different adapter to the counter, along with the device, and I mentioned the adapter wasn't compatible. He said I didn't know what I was talking about. I tried to explain that I had the same device and had found the adapter at a different retailer up the street. But he interrupted and started yelling, calling me a little girl and demanding to see the manager. He said, and I do mean man, because I want to talk to the guy in charge. All this over a simple $5 adapter. I stayed calm because I had been yelled at many times by unruly customers. I found it was best to let them rant and not react. I said, I am the manager, and he went completely berserk at that, screaming with so much rage it looked like every blood vessel in his neck was going to rupture. He yelled that I was lying and called me every insulting female term in the book. A male employee was making his way toward the commotion at this point. And when the customer saw him, he yelled, "You need to stop hiring stupid females. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She said this adapter won't work for this device." The employee who approached was on my team and was trained by me. He said, "Sir, this is our manager. She's very knowledgeable. If she says it's not compatible, then it's not compatible." I had to strongly school my expression to not smirk or laugh at that point. The dude had been relatively calm talking to my team member and instantly flipped back to a full-on volcano when he turned on me. I simply let him yell and rung up his items. He yelled for another 20 seconds or so before realizing I was waiting for him to pay. By this point, about 10 employees were standing there. He called me several more foul names as I gave him his receipt and pointed to the return policy, just in case it didn't work out for him. 45 minutes later, a woman came in with the adapter, receipt and ripped up packaging. She said she needed to return the item. She had a very sheepish expression. I said I needed to try to fix the packaging because the return policy, as explained on the receipt, required the packaging to be intact. She said, "I'm sorry. My husband bought this and I am guessing you dealt with him. I apologize for how he treated you." She was very soft-spoken, and all I could imagine was how this dude probably treated her. I had a lot of sympathy for her and appreciated her courage to apologize. I said I would fix the packaging and I offered to call the other store that did sell the adapter to see if they had it in stock. She thanked me about 20 times after I called and had them put one on hold for her. She left with a smile and picked up the adapter. I saw that couple every now and then after that. The man would never come to the counter. He would just sneer at me from 10 feet away while I helped his wife or take his wife by the elbow to someone else to be rung up. The moral of the story, as far as I see it, even if a customer is correct about something, yelling never fixes the problem. It is just as easy to speak politely and firmly to ask for what you want. Why is that so hard for so many people? The next story is called Literally in Uniform. I used to work at the Ray of Speed for almost 3 years. I was one of 2 full-time closers, so that meant I had a key. We usually closed at 11 PM, but on Friday and Saturday it was midnight. On this night it was a weekend, so I was going to be there until midnight. I cleaned my store, closed the tills, locked the door and wait outside for my boyfriend to pick me up. 30 minutes later he finally shows up. I get in the car and as we are about to pull away, a lady cop pulls up behind us with lights on. She walks up to the driver's side door and asks what we were doing there. I tell her that I work here and I just closed, but my ride, pointing to my boyfriend, was late. Well, it looks suspicious being in the parking lot after closing. How is it suspicious that I'm at my job after closing when I'm the one responsible for locking the door? I even showed her my uniform shirt. Well, it's still suspicious. I don't remember everything that was said, but my boyfriend began to argue with her and she eventually let us go home. That was 4 years ago. And to this day, I wish I would have just unlocked the store and set off the alarm. The last story is called I Have a Key Card. I worked as a language teacher for a cultural community center. The building was often rented out for different events. Most Fridays we had a dance group come in and host a ballroom dance for around 4 hours. I had a keycard so that I could open the building, and I was allowed to let the organizers of the dance in when they got there, even if our regular office person wasn't in yet. I rode the bus and walked with a walking stick. I can totally see that I would look like I don't belong there, so I wasn't mad about this incident. On this particular day, I got there and let the organizer in. Then I realized I had a couple of things I needed to get from the childcare room for my class that day, because I used some of the toys for my classes when we worked on life skills vocabulary. I didn't go to my room first to drop off my coat and backpack, which I should have done. By the time I got the supplies and was making my way back upstairs, the regular office person had arrived and was letting in vendors, catering for the dance. I was making my way through the lobby. One of the catering crew steps in front of me to block my path. She said, "How did you get in here?" "I work here. I have a key card." She told me that I didn't work there and that she'd report me to the office. Just then the office person came out of the office, took one look at me and told the lady, "She's our language teacher. She belongs here." The lady, red-faced, got out of my way and I walked upstairs to my classroom. And with that, we end today's video. Let me know what you think about the stories. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the stories and today's video? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like what I do and want to support me, please subscribe and hit the like button. I hope you have a great day. Stay safe. Bye bye.